This is Ice Cream Gecko, and in today's video we are going to take a look at the Lotus Biscoff ice cream. I guess it's ice cream on a stick with Biscoff biscuits and spread. So they don't only have the Biscoff biscuits, they also have the Biscoff spread. I do not know if I've taken a look at the Biscoff spread on the channel before. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. If not, then this is something that I maybe should try out at some point in the future. Pause if you want to take a look at the ingredients list right there in German, in Czech, in French, in Slovakian, and well, I guess that's already it. And pause if you want to take a look at any of that, including the nutrition table right there. We've got 3 ice creams, each with 90 milliliters of ice cream. And if we take a look at the German ingredients list right there, because this is the only one I can actually read here, we've got ice cream with 6% of caramel baked good pieces covered with 20% bread spread out of caramel biscuits and 28% milk chocolate with 5% caramel, I guess, biscuit pieces. Gebäckstückchen. Gebäck is baked goods, so I guess it's some sort of biscuity stuff. Maybe it's bread that's just crumbled down, Biscoff bread, and this is going to be the next thing that we can take a look at. But maybe it's just a loose biscuit. After all, I don't know. I should maybe stop talking because I'm not very good at that. So let's take a look at the ice cream itself. This is it. Lotus Biscoff ice cream, and I think I'm going to put the other ones back in the freezer, and I'll be back with you in just a second. Okay, I'm back at the desk, so let us free this little ice cream from its wrapper and take a look at it. It looks similar to what it looks like on the packaging. On the packaging it looks more smooth. There seem to be more actual like caramel biscuit pieces on here than I would have expected, judging from the cover of this thing. Something that is different though is the color of the ice cream itself. On the package it looks a bit darker. Here it just looks a bit more pale, I suppose. Yeah, and it's, well, it's not looking perfect. That's something I can say, but it doesn't look too bad either. Although it does a bit. It does look like a turd on a stick with crumbly pieces on it. Yeah, not necessarily the most appealing look. Scent-wise, it really reminds me of Magnum ice cream, which isn't coming as a surprise to me. Caramel flavor. Scent-wise, I can't really smell too much. That would remind me of any caramel stuff. No, it just smells like a Magnum ice cream on a stick. So I think I'm going to bite off a bit now. Something I can say is that the flavor of these Biscoff biscuits is definitely there. Quite prominent as well. The milk chocolate isn't too bad. It's not too dark, not too light. I think it's right in the sweet spot. And these caramel biscuits, no, you can really taste them. They taste really nice. Overall, that seems to be a very good match. Here we've got a cross section of the ice cream. We've got these caramel biscuit pieces throughout the ice cream, it seems. Oopala. Why not try and take a look at just the chocolate coating here, if we can manage to do that. I guess we have to take the caramel sauce and the chocolate coating there together. So it's interesting, like looks-wise, you would think of it as just a caramel sauce, right? But this really reminds me of this graininess of the bread spread of Biscoff, which is interesting. Maybe it's just in conjunction with the pieces. Maybe it's the graininess in and of itself. Let's check. No, no. This graininess of the bread spread is certainly present here as well. That is lovely. So, two of these components seem to be alright. Let's take a look at the base ice cream with these biscuit pieces. Let's see what that is like. Yeah, that's okay too. Yeah, we've got the biscuit pieces. They taste like the Biscoff biscuits. And the base ice cream seems to be okay as well. So, as of right now, I don't really have anything to complain about, flavor-wise. So I think I'm just going to finish this one off, and I'll see you with the review sheet in just a second. The consumption process is complete and we are ready to rate this with the review sheet. First impression wise, I'm giving 0.5 out of 1 available point, simply because of the color of this thing and the shape of it. It didn't really look all too appealing, but that can be easily fixed. Just make the chocolate a bit darker, I guess. Or at least get the shape of this thing right, and then we have ourselves a proper full points winner here in that regard. Overall, it was okay though, it didn't smell bad. It could smell a bit more of these Biscoff biscuits. I guess that could be achieved easily enough, but just I guess putting some of these biscuit pieces on the outside, on top of the chocolate, so that they can develop their own little scent. I guess this would be a bit difficult if you've got these things wrapped up individually and all of the dust of these biscuit pieces gets all over the ice cream. Maybe that creates something else in terms of problems, but I guess there is probably some way to make it smell a bit more like these Biscoff biscuits. Not a huge deal though, so therefore still 0.5 out of 1 available point. Color wise, I'm giving 0.75 out of 1 available point because aside from the chocolate, which was a bit too light for my liking, it didn't really look all too great, everything else was spot on. The base ice cream, these Biscoff pieces, and the Biscoff bread spread, that all looked very nice indeed. Therefore 0.75 out of 1 available point. Consistency and texture wise, I'm giving full points because the outside chocolate was crunchy enough, the biscuit pieces were too, and the base ice cream was okay as well. And with these more soft, I have to say, more soft biscuit pieces, that gave a very interesting mix of textures between fluffy and sort of airy, but in a good way with a bit of crumbliness. Pretty much perfect when it comes to mix-ins, biscuit mix-ins in an ice cream. I've never had something quite like this before and I really do enjoy it. Therefore 2 out of 2 available points. Taste-wise, I'm giving 4 out of 5 available points. The only thing that I would maybe change is make the chocolate a bit more rich, maybe a bit less sweet, because the rest of the stuff is not as sweet. It would fit the theme a bit better, giving it a bit of a different chocolate maybe, but everything else was spot on. Therefore 4 out of 5 available points. The biscuit pieces, the ice cream base itself, no bad aftertaste either, and this Biscoff bread spread, that was very good as well, both in flavor and consistency. Therefore 4 out of 5 available points. Theme realization wise, I'm giving 1 out of 1 available point. I have deducted enough points, I guess, for the bad looks from the very start in the first impression. So everything else was, well, honestly better than I would have expected. There are many ice creams out there from companies that sort of license off the brand name, and they put some cookie pieces in there, make some, I don't know, the 10th or 15th different like Oreo ice cream or whatever. Usually they're not all that great, but this one here, this one has been as good as it could be, I guess, aside from the chocolate coating, and that was the only thing that really wasn't just simply lovely about this. So full points here, 1 out of 1 available point in the theme realization department. I expected like these biscuit pieces, of course, with the Biscoff ice cream, but this sort of grainy bread spread that was also in here, that really topped it off. And with the ice cream and these biscuit pieces there, making a unusual but very welcome like texture profile, this really was was something very, very enjoyable indeed. And I'm looking forward to having the other two of this one as well. Sometimes I just have them in the freezer and hope for, well, the other members of the household to eat them so that I don't have to eat everything. But this one here, it's lovely. It is just lovely. I don't have too much to complain about, and therefore the 8.25 out of 10 is justified. Very, very decent ice cream, and a lovely addition to the Lotus Biscoff lineup, I suppose. And this is, I think, where I'm going to end this particular video. If you have got a question or a video suggestion, please leave it in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, feel free to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'm going to see you soon. Until then,